We are already almost halfway through this season, and a lot of trios are already ramping up for next season, starting out their tryout phase for so many different trios. So before the next week of Cash Cup started, I wanted to make a video updating you guys on all of the brand new trios we are going to see. This list is going to include so many different big names, including Bugha, Mongraal, pollo, so many other teams. Real quick to start though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. Please just go Kdog in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Follow me on my Twitch, linked in the description down below if you guys want to watch any of these tournaments with me. Without further ado though, let's start off this video with who Mongraal's brand new trio is. Now it looks like it is official by a command in his chat. If you type !trio, it says Mongraal, TD, and Turtle are going to be trying out. Now we saw these guys be able to make the very last Eval Cup finals. The team dynamic is very interesting on this trio. We currently have Turtle IGLing and then Mongraal and TD playing that support fragging role and main fragging role. The thing about this trio is I have seen some people say that they don't know if they 100% believe in TD as the right fit for this trio, but I just have to counter argument that and say TD made grand finals last season. And I feel like a lot of Mongraal fans are kind of just setting unrealistic expectations on who Mongraal can actually play with. I think if he is able to get a grand finals caliber player, that is going to be so good for him to be able to just try to build up chemistry. I feel like we've already seen these three play more scrim hours than I saw like all of Mongraal's trio last season. Looks like as of right now, Mongraal is in a grind mindset, but I feel like with him especially, his mindset switches so many times. We literally saw him contemplating whether or not he even wanted to play FNCS last season to now in a Star Wars season, saying that he is full grinding and he's been scrimming and playing like creative and other things for like 10 hours a day. Do I think that this team will be able to make it into grand finals? I think it's really going to depend on how these next Cash Cup goes to determine whether or not they're even still going to be playing with each other by the time next season starts. And I think that is also just such a huge thing for so many of these other teams as well. I think it's also just going to come down to Mongraal's mentality at the end of the day, because if next season starts and he's not really feeling the season, he's not really feeling like grinding, then of course I don't really think they're going to be able to make grands. But if he's going to be able to sit down, fully lock in on the game, fully grind with his trio, then I really do think that anything is possible for these guys. This next one, I've seen a lot of people already hate on this trio, but I am honestly very intrigued by it. It is the brand new trio and a team that is just currently trying out. They're not like an official locked together team for like FNCS or nothing, but I think we can probably say that about every single trio on this list. We have the team of Vadeal, Cringe, and Volko. Now, I feel like I've seen a lot of people hating on like Cringe and Volko and saying Vadeal is just like playing with so many different teammates, but I feel like that is exactly what Vadeal should be doing with this season. It is a season with no FNCS, so there really is no reason why he shouldn't just be trying out with so many different trios. The thing about Cringe and Volko is they are quite literally coming off of getting third place in the first trio Cash Cup of the season with Kiddo, and I guess they just currently see Vadeal as a better player than Kiddo, which I do probably have to 100% agree with. We've already seen Kiddo tweet out that he is looking for a trio with Fastroki, so not 100% sure where that team is actually going to go from there. These guys also played last grand finals with each other and they finished in 12th place. This has the potential to be a very solid team. I wonder how the actual vibes and like the play styles are going to mesh between all these guys, but I am very excited to see how they perform, and I hope Vadeal is able to get himself on a very good trio. But this next three is honestly really interesting to me, and I have no clue where these players are going to actually land, and I'm still a little bit confused on what is actually going on. So basically after the Eval Cup, we saw Shadow tweet out that he did get dropped, and he said he originally got dropped for G Money, and the brand new trio was going to be Muzz, G Money, and Rise. And we'll talk about who Shadow actually formed with after that. But then if you go into Rapid's chat and even in his stream, he was talking about how in the next Cash Cup it is going to be Muzz, Bugha, and Rapid. Now, I feel like this could be such a fun trio to watch. We know Muzz and Bugha were able to win in FNCS together, and then Rapid is slowly converting himself into a sneaky, really good fragger. I think I would also love to see the Muzz, Rise, and G Money trio. I feel like I would have seen some sort of announcement from Rise on who his actual new trio is, but we still have yet to see him tweet anything or really talk about anything to do with his trio situation yet. But we do know that both of these trios have currently not been able to qualify for LAN yet. There is real implications that these guys could completely split up, but this is a very interesting storyline to continue to watch out for going into the next couple weeks of the season and going into next season as well. At the end of the day though, all of these guys could just go back to their normal trios, I was very excited at the potential of a Muzz, G Money, and Rise just because of how good they looked in the actual Eval Cup. I mean, hey, I said at the beginning of the season, if Muzz has an opportunity to sneak himself onto Bugha's trio, I feel like he's gonna take it. So it looks like we might get a potential Muzz, Rapid, and Bugha trio for this week. I wish I was joking, but we also saw Chris tweet out looking for trio, and then shortly after that, Tayson said, need one for this season and maybe globals with Chicho. If Chris disbands, he doesn't want to play because I TNT'd his Minecraft house. I wish I was joking. I'm not 100% sure. I'm probably going to assume that this is just troll and they're still going to play with each other. Maybe they try with some different teams for the rest of the season, but I see no way that this team splits up over this. I think they should be fine and back together. I'm going to include this though because it was pretty funny to me. If you've seen me in like different shirts or my hair looks different throughout this video, just know I have been recording this for like 2 days, but I'm trying to get the content out for you guys. We just have so many different trios switching almost every single hour, it feels like. The next big one that we got though is Panzer tweeted out looking for trio, and he said that he is being serious as well, and that is where we found out that the trio of ThomasHD, Sky, and iDrop have officially formed. So the rumor for the longest time was that ThomasHD should play with Sky and Scroll. I guess Thomas though still isn't at the point in his career where he wants to be IGLing, so he decided to leave Panzer and Upple to join Sky and iDrop. I'm not 100% sure who the actual person that was the original IGL in that trio, but this one is definitely so far the most surprising one of the day. These guys were quite literally one spot off of being able to qualify for globals. I'm pretty sure they were only like 8 or 10 points away from being able to qualify for globals. But I do like the fact, especially though, like I've been saying for so many of these other trios, that they are at least trying some new things out, and this isn't going to be a team that's just like a one cash cup trio. These guys are 100% trying out for FNCS, and if things go well for them these next upcoming cash cups, we will 100% see this team going into FNCS grand finals. That means that Panzer is now looking for one with Mixon. So Blaha, Mixon, and Combeck I guess have split up now, and Mixon wants to join Panzer. I think this has implications for so many other trio switch ups as well. We're just gonna have to wait and see to who everybody is actually playing with in the cash cup tomorrow. But oh my goodness, do we have so many brand new trios. Next up, we saw Craze tweet out new trio on the block with Curve and Shadow. So yes, that does mean that Craze was not able to get himself onto the Bugha trio, but he still found a very decent second option now to play with Curve and Shadow. I don't know that Curve, Shadow, and Tyler were the trio that like kept going back and forth with each other so often. They literally have played, I'm pretty sure, the last 2 grand finals together as well. It looks like these guys are officially splitting up for like the 7th time now. And if you're wondering who Tyler is playing with, his trio command says he is playing with Zianda and Yusuf currently. So I think if we're just being real, probably a little bit of a downgrade for Tyler, but definitely a pretty solid trio between Craze, Shadow, and Curve. I'm very excited to see what they can actually do. I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw Tyler start looking for a completely new trio before cash cups actually start. You're probably wondering, where in the world does that leave Bucke and Okis? Because if you guys know, Bucky's original plan was to play on West for this next upcoming season with Craze and Okis. There's also like a whole nother like side drama thing that I'm not really going to super get into. Basically, from the information I've been gathering though, it looks like Bucke just sees Craze as having such a huge ego now, and he doesn't even want to play on stream anymore. Pretty much a lot of people just think Craze believes that he is way better than he actually is. I guess only time will tell for whether or not Craze's decision to leave Bucke and Okis was going to be a good one for himself or not. Where does this leave Bucke and Okis's new potential third options though? I think their main one right now is still going to be either Noxy, Dukes, Mason, who they played the last Eval Cup with, and other than that, I don't really know what their options are outside of those 3 players. Those 3 players though are all very solid options though. Mason was literally on the trio with Batman, Bugha, and Higgs, so it's just kind of crazy to think about that if Mason never went on that vacation, Clicks would never be on that trio, and who knows what that team would have looked like nowadays. So I don't think Bucke and Okis are like fully cooked now that they're probably not going to be playing with Craze, and there is also the potential that Craze just completely duds with Shadow and Curve and they want to go back and play with like Tyler or something, and then maybe it's just up to Bucke at that point on whether or not he wants to take Craze back. If you are a Bucke fan though, let me know what you guys think you should do in the comment section down below. But let's move on to the next brand new trio now. We also finally got an update on who Shark's new trio is going going to be, because if you guys didn't see, Veno actually did decide that he is not going to be playing the rest of the season with Shark, and so Shark is looking for a completely new trio now, not only for this season but also for the upcoming season and FNCS as well. And it looks like he is currently in a tryout phase with Rax and Yanis. So originally Rax and Yanis were looking for one after they decided to split with Vadeal. They were deciding to pick up one of the players with the most potential in the entire world of Shark. How do I actually feel like this is going to go? I think we all know that Shark is a crazy fighter. Rax is one of the best up-and-coming fighters as well. It's just really going to depend on, can Yanis IGO these guys to success, and will he allow Shark and Rax to play to their full capabilities and reach their max potential? I think it is a very interesting team to look out for. You know that all three of these guys have kind of been struggling with like some real trio success since the game mode officially came back. So I am very excited to see how these guys end up performing. Another new trio that has kind of been flying under the radar is Noah Riley, Cheatin, and Trexer. I think this does have the potential to be a very like interesting trio. I don't know how many like eggs I want to put in this basket yet for how good I think they're actually going to perform, but I think they do have some potential. Obviously they're all three very good players, just also curious how these guys are going to mesh together. I guess we're just gonna have to let the placements speak for themselves to see how good they are actually going to be. Next up, we got a team that I don't know if it's just going to be for this next Cash Cup or the rest of the season, which is only 2 more Cash Cups, I guess, but we have the trio of Veno, Queezy, and Ferdoxy. Now we all know that like Veno and Queezy literally are like best friends. They loved playing together. It was kind of inevitable that they were probably going to play with each other again eventually. We saw Vico and Ferdoxy play with each other last week, but Vico is actually out this week and he is not going to be playing since he is celebrating his birthday. So that means that Ferdoxy needed a new team, and Veno and Queezy both wanted some new teams as well for this week. So they all decided to get together, and this is going to be one of the most fun must-watch trios this entire week. Obviously these guys aren't going to be like an official FNCS team or nothing, which is why I decided to leave it towards the end of the video. All three of these guys are already qualified for LAN. I think this would be a very fun trio to watch if they were like an official FNCS team. They 100% would have win potential, but still in a season that's just for some fun, I'm very excited to see how these guys actually pan out. Next up, I just got a bunch of different players that I still don't 100% know what they're actually going to do yet. The first one is Bolts and Sphinx. Now Sphinx is officially back and playing the game again, and he did play the last eval cup with him, Bolts, and Virgo. Virgo only played with them because Paper was not able to play, and so I'm not 100% sure if Virgo is still going to be playing the last couple Cash Cups with Bolts and Sphinx. I'm pretty sure him and Victor V are literally looking for one for this upcoming week because Paper is also not going to be able to play. If you guys didn't know already, Virgo, Victor V, and Paper are planning on going to West to play the very final season to try to qualify for globals. So I'm curious if Virgo is going to prioritize practice with his teammate of Victor V, or just trying to bag out for the rest of the season and maybe just playing with Bolts and Sphinx, since they did do really well when they first played the eval cup together. And then obviously I feel like all of you guys know this by now, but Kanata is currently on vacation for this entire month, so Bolts or Sphinx have not officially dropped Kanata or nothing yet, but they just have to find fill teammates for this entire month because Kanata said he is not going to be back until June. Then the last one I wanted to talk about is, what is Peterbot, Pollo, Acorn, Cold, Ritual, all of them, what are they actually going to do? Peterbot ended up missing the very last eval cup because he was on vacation, which is a very rare thing that we see Peterbot do. I feel like Peter is one of the only players in the game that knows he is the best, and he probably is just the unanimous best player in the game, but still grinds like he's trying to make it. And we also saw Cold go live and talk about some things, but he also said he is going to be going back home to visit some family for the rest of the month. So I don't know if that means he is going to be playing or if he's just going to be gone for the rest of the month. So I think this is one of the perfect opportunities for Peterbot and Pollo to get back together, play maybe 1 or 2 Cash Cups for the rest of the season. You can either play with somebody like Ritual or Threats, just depending on who else needs a third. We know that Pollo, Acorn, and Adris try to play the last Cash Cup together and they finished in like 450th. So there is 2 different approaches that this trio could take. They could either be like, all right guys, we need to lock in together, play the rest of this season, cut off all of the distractions, and try to get back into our FNCS winning form. Or they could just say, screw it, let's play with some different teammates for some fun for the rest of the season, hope that the vibes reset, and then get back together for next, try to full grind for globals. Literally as I'm making this video, we see Ritual tweet out, need one for Cash Cup this week with Pollo. So I mean, honestly, pretty insane that it looks like Peter is just not going to be playing this week. I'm very curious if he's even going to be playing the rest of this season in general. Hey man, it looks like we were so close to getting the Peterbot, Pollo, and Ritual trio, but it looks like we're going going to have to wait a little bit longer for that, and it might even just not be happening in general. Let me know what you guys think about all these new trios though in the comment section down below. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. Please use code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube said they're enjoying one of these two videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKdog to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Remember to follow me on my Twitch, link in the description down below, because we watch all of those tournaments over there. So if you want to watch it with me, just make sure you guys go drop a follow. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.